Hello, social work. One will say I keep talking about social work. Well, today I just want to talk about social work and diagnosing your clients. Just as we said, social work solves social problems, and there are several social problems. You can diagnose them with the theories. Let's start. The first one is crisis. A patient could be in crisis where he or she finds it difficult to understand the situation. Why am I in this challenge? Why do I have this problem? Why am I sick? A patient could have crisis. So you can diagnose a patient as a patient in crisis. Two, you can also diagnose a behavioral problem, a patient with a behavioral problem, or a client with a behavioral problem, where the client behaves awkwardly or abnormally from the normal way of behaving. So you can diagnose it as a behavioral problem. The client can also have attribution problems, where the client attributes all his or her problems to things that are not directly related to his or her problems, but he or she considers it is this that caused it is because of this, it is because of that, but it's not related to it. So it's called attribution problem. We also have clients with psychosocial problems. When you talk about the psych, how the social environment affects the mentality of this individual. When you talk of the social environment, you consider the lifestyle, everything concerning this individual, the way, the social class of this person, the way the person relates with the others he or she meets around, his friends, families, unknown, and so on and so forth. Even with the animals, the trees, in fact, everything that exists in the environment, you can diagnose a person as having a psychosocial problems because it affects the person's mentality. You can also diagnose a patient with occupational problems. When you talk of occupational problems, it has to do with the person's work, where the person earns a living. Someone could have asthma. The person will not be encouraged to work in a refinery because of the carbon, where the gases are flared, or where they are trying to make this the oil, where they are trying to change these hydrocarbons into useful natural resources. You don't encourage someone with asthma to work in such a place. That is what we call occupational problem. In this case, the social worker will now advise for the client to be changed from that place, and rather the client should work in the office or somewhere else that will not be of danger to him and to others. Also, an epileptic patient cannot be a driver. It's occupational problem. Where you see an epileptic patient be a driver, you know that the patient or the client will constitute a danger to himself and also to the environment he or she finds himself. Then we also have empowerment problems, where there's a lack of empowerment. Not just the lack of empowerment, there's a lack of the ability to be empowered too. You can also diagnose the client with empowerment problem. So there's a need to empower this client to be able to achieve his goal. You can also diagnose a client with an advocacy problem. where the client cannot reach out to those that can help him or her, but rather he has the means, he has this strength, but he doesn't know, or she doesn't know that she can actually reach to the people, maybe because he can't communicate properly, he finds it difficult to communicate, so he's not able to ask for this help. So the person can actually reach the social worker to advocate, to ask on his or her behalf. We also have the role problems. Not many people are able to perform their roles, and not many people are able to have people perform the role they ought to perform on them. So there's a need for advice, there's a need for counseling, there's a need for information. We also have the systems problems. The systems problems, you can also look at it in two areas. You can have the organization as a system, or the family as a system. Boehm will call it Boehm's family theory, Boehm's systems theory. But there are other ways you can look at it. That's the family, where you bring in the family to give support to the client. It could come from whether the client is in the hospital, whether the client is in a school. When you talk of system, you diagnose the system problems where there's a lack of the family support, the social support from the family. You also have the strength perspective problems where the client is not able to identify his or her strength. So the social worker enables this client to understand his or her strength and use his or her strength to help himself. Then we also have the group therapy. The group therapy where you have, like in the hospital, you can have something like IDCC, that's Interdisciplinary Care Conference, where the professionals and then the relations of the clients, they are brought together, and they dialogue on ways of helping the patient or the client. We also have it anyway. So what am I trying to say? You can diagnose your patient's problems, and you can also solve your patient's problems. We also have communication problems, we have social learning problems, we also have social action problems, who to take the social step, marital problems, and so on and so forth. With these little ways of diagnosing a social problem, I am sure anyone going into any field will become even far better than he or she ever expected. Thank you. Remain blessed.